Hey guys, Captain Hockey 82 back here with you on another video of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I hope everyone is enjoying the simulator and everything is working out. There are some bugs in it, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Today we're talking about a very short video on this one, and today we're going to be talking about in the world map how to select your aircraft, if you have liveries selected, your weight and balance, your failures, and your ATC options. We're going to go over that in this video. Stay tuned because in other videos we'll be covering the other parts of this world map feature, so make sure you use the subscribe button, like, and we'll go over that at the end of this video, what the plan is for the future of this channel. So first things first, we're going to go into your spawn in. You're going to go to your world map, which is what you see here. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go up here to the top left screen where it says it has an aircraft picture, and your first thing it's going to pull you to is your aircraft selection. So, and you get all these depending on if you have the regular pack, the premium, and then the whatever, the deluxe and the premium, which may have a couple more airplanes in it. I only have the Game Pass version, so it only gives me the basic aircraft for now. As you can see, you get all these aircraft. And once you find the aircraft that you like, you simply select it. So, for example, let's go back over here to the Airbus, one of my favorite planes to fly in Microsoft Flight Simulator. You'll see a little check mark here. You can also sort it by jets, propellers, airliners, turboprops, and then it'll obviously only pull the two airliners are up, or the only jet that's actually on here, and vice versa. Or you can hit all and go back to all of them. The next tab on here is the livery screen. Now, the stock game only comes with the default livery that you see here. Now, there are other sites. I recommend MSFS addons.org. I'll leave a link to that down below. What you can find there's different kind of mods you can put in the game with instructions on how to do it, as well as liveries for the aircraft, which is the next tab down here. And again, the basic game is only going to have this one thing for each of the aircraft. I have a mod in it. I'll leave a link down below for that mod as well. It's called the Mega Pack V8, and what that is, it gives me about over 300 liveries for aircraft. As you can see all of the different liveries that are available for the Airbus A320neo. Some of you can't see because it's just a picture of it, but some of you can kind of see. So that's really another realistic touch to the game. So at this point, you can just pick whatever one you want to pick. I'm just going to pick EasyJet because it's right there. And you're going to see, again, the checklist. The next tab is weight and balance. You have a toggle for gallons or pounds, depending on if what you prefer to do it by gallons or by pounds. I know realistically it's always by pounds. And then you have some sliders. So if you wanted to put the fuel to 100%, it's going to pull all these sliders to 100%. Now default at 50, like it was set to, is default when you spawn into it. And you want to say you wanted to have, you could adjust each individual slider with how much fuel you wanted in that one. So if you wanted to have the center, the right inner, and the right outer, you can. I would not recommend that because you have fuel, it's off balance, but I don't know of how much of that affects in a flight if you're doing realistic flight. Then you get your payload. So again, another slider that you can move to 100 or wherever you want. You can have empty flight. You can also individually select each of these boxes and type a manual number in. So if you want to say your passenger is 150 pounds, you can do that, and it's going to move the percent, everything else. What you see down here at the bottom, you have your empty weight at 90,400 pounds. That is your empty weight of the aircraft with nobody in it, just empty. Then you have your fuel, which how much fuel you have on board, and then the next one is your max allowable fuel. So if I went up here and just say, 100% everything, it's going to match. And then you have your payload, what your current payload is in the aircraft, and then on the slash, and then what your max payload is, how much is on it fully. So again, I could go over here and max it out, and it's going to show the same number. The bottom here is the total weight of everything combined, and then X is the other column here is your max takeoff weight, how heavy you can possibly be in order to take off. You don't want this number exceeding this number, because obviously it will not take off. It will be almost impossible to take off on most runways. Even in the game, again, if you don't have crash fix on, it doesn't really apply because you can just keep going. The other thing on here is interesting. You see on the side where it has the red thing, and it says, oh, down here, CG out of limit. That means your center of gravity is out of the limit. Your center of gravity must remain in these two white lines that go white, and as soon as you go over that, it will come up as being red, and you'll pop up with this error. So you might have to fidget with some of these and say, instead of having a 9,000 here, I'm going to say there's only 4,000 people in business class. It will affect the slider, so you could technically go down here to economy and add that other 5,000 pounds. That brings your little center of gravity. This is what this dot here indicates is your center of gravity in the aircraft. So that moved it back. We are all good. Everything is checked out. The better you get it to the center, the easier the aircraft will fly. You can fly it out of range, but it may give you some issues on takeoff and landing and trying to climb and everything. So, as a real good rule of thumb, keep it between these two, and you'll have a really good experience on the flight. So, the next tab is, I'm going to go over it briefly. It is kind of self-explanatory. I don't use these very much myself unless I'm trying to give myself a little bit of a challenge. But maybe you'll see a couple videos on these in the future, because there are quite a bit of them. And all this is you can, depending on if you want a complete failure for engine 1, or you want to lose your oil system in engine 1, or you want to simulate a fire in engine 1. What you can do is you can enable it. And armed, I believe, and again, I haven't really done a lot of these, so I'm not 100% sure. But you want to say on. You want to, and you can arm it. You can set it to fail in however many minutes you want into the flight. So if you don't want to immediately happen to you, and you want to say you want to happen 5 or 10 minutes into the flight, you can set 10. And then the 2 represents, okay, how long do you want it to go before it will go back to working properly? So if I only wanted to deal with that for, say, 5 minutes. Okay, so I did that wrong. I apologize. So if we say we want it to start in 10 minutes, that means and then into the flight, and then I want it to end, I would have to say, if I want it to last for 5 minutes, I would have to type in 15. That means 15 minutes into the flight, that fire will be put out automatically by the system, and you'll be back to flying with all the engines. It is a little nice feature. I haven't done a whole lot on it, but I will do a video on this and kind of showing you what it does in flight in a very near future video. Moving on to the final tab for this video is the ATC Options, which means your air traffic control options. And there's not a lot of information here to go over, but we'll go over each one in a row. So your tail number gives you the option to put whatever numbers you want to show on your tail of your aircraft. If you haven't flown before, it's just an identifier that identifies your specific airplane at the airport, and for people to see it, and for air traffic control to know what plane and register and all that. For the simulator, if you're not really going for realistic, you can leave it blank. You can put whatever numbers you want. Generally, it's 2 numbers followed by a series of 3 or 4 numbers, and then another letter at the end. So the most common one, then they're not. Everyone's different. Every single aircraft is different. The one I use a lot, especially for the Airbus, is NB320, and now whatever number is G. You hit enter, it's going to make it all capitalized, and so that's that. It's pretty self-explanatory, not too hard. Next one is your call sign. What do you want air traffic control when you're using the ATC options in the flight to call you as? If it's an abbreviation, they kind of just, I believe, don't quote me on this, but it's just they spell the letters out. But if you use a whole word that's a very easy, common name, like Delta or Allegiance or United or any of the other ones, it will actually say United or Delta or anything else that's an actual word. So depending on the livery that you have installed, so for this one, since I have the EasyJet on, I'm just going to type in EasyJet. and then go to the next one or enter, and it's going to make it capitalized just the way it does it. And then the next one is your flight number, which again is a 4, 3, or 4, or whatever many digit number that's identifying your specific flight. Again, all this is optional. You don't have to fill any of this part of it out in order to fly. This just makes it a more realistic and more of an in-depth experience, if you will. I always use my date and my month of my birthday. Just makes it like, a little personal to me. So in my case, it's 10/24. I was born October 24th, week before Halloween. So yeah, that's another information from me. And then down here you just have pen heavy, and I'm not 100% familiar on the terminology and what heavy means. So I usually just leave this off. It really doesn't, again, this is all optional stuff, and it's just to make the sim more realistic. And then the other one is just to show the tail number. So you can have it off so it won't show this number, or you can have it on and it'll show the number. I keep it on, that's default. That's how I like it. So again, this is just the very first section of the videos that I plan for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get notified, and the bell to get notified on when I upload the next video in this series. Make sure you hit a like below, and leave a comment what you'd like me to see me go and do a video on next, whether it's another aspect of the menus, if you want to see me travel to somewhere, if you want to see me do some kind of crazy thing with an aircraft. Let me know down below. I need your suggestions to make better content for you guys. I haven't been uploading videos on a regular basis, and I do apologize. I've been doing some things IRL. I am going to try to get back on the grind after this upcoming weekend. This video should be going live on Friday. I will be out this weekend, so I'm going to have some videos making now, but I will try to get more on a YouTube grind and back on some streaming, whether it's on YouTube here or over on my Twitch. The link in that is down below as well. Also follow me on Twitter at CaptainHockey82 for all kind of future video updates, stream updates when I go live, and just general communication. So please make sure you drop me a follow on there, and I will see you guys in the next video. I really hope you guys find this informative. I really enjoy doing this, and I will do a lot more of you guys if you guys help. So with your help, I appreciate you guys staying tuned for this whole video. It was a lot longer than I wanted to, but I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.